right, guys, here we are, race number 3, week number 3 of the GTCC here at Mount Panorama at Bathurst in New South Wales, Australia. I am JD Smith. Alongside me in the booth is Kane Kraft. And Kane, how exciting is it going to be for us to be here for this third race? We've seen wrecks, we've seen winners. What will we see in race number 3?
Race 3 is going to be the best of all of them yet. All these guys that have been having accidents, they're going to reel it in. They're going to work real hard. I know I said this last time, but this time they really are going to work really hard to get through the race. We're going to see Robert Fagg complete this race and be battling for a podium position with C.P. Allen, Mario Girard, Fabrizio Battistella. Any of these guys can be right up there with him. Eddie, there's so many good drivers that could be right up there battling for a podium position. This is going to be a great race.
That's right, Kane. And this is race number 3, Kane. We saw Doug Beard win race number 2. These guys are gritting as we speak. The lights are coming on, and when they go out, we will be green. And Kane, can't wait. This is race number 3. As they head towards turn number 1, all one can hope that no accidents there as these guys fight aggressively for position. Who will be safe and who will gain positions on the start? We see side by side right now. I see Drew Lidkia bumping up 2 tires go up in the air. I couldn't see who that was, but as you see them start to get in line and start to gain position, I will go down the leaderboard in just a second as they head towards turn number 2 up the long straight. And as we continue forward on this first lap, this final race will be a 7-lap race. It says 6 laps remaining, though. Maybe they just went with 6, Kane.
Yeah, it sounds like they must have had an accident with the laps there.
Well, that's okay. You're looking at live in second place at the Pepsi Max machine of Eddie DePaula. Eddie has had a good weekend so far. First race went kind of okay for him, and there's one of the first times we see this Matt Gelder right there as shown in 11th, and these guys are going through that dangerous part of Brock Skyline as they head down through the S's and head towards the Dipper. As we're looking at right there, that looks like the car of C.P. Allen. Is showing Jim Egan in 10th. There's Simon Goodwin in the 5th place position. As we are on lap number 1 of 6, Kane, what are some of the things you think we will see in this third race? I know we said these guys that had rough first races like Robert Fagg and guys that just caught unfortunate accidents. It's going to be fun to watch them battle towards the front.
It is, and Mario Girard gets loose. He's in the grass, into the gravel trap. Get her back on the track, buddy. You got a race to drive.
That's right, Kane. And I hate to see that. Mario had a little bit of trouble in race number 2. And, man, he does a great thing of saving that. I know that was tough. Here you see Mario cross the start-finish line as he is shown in the 11th position. I hate to see that happen, but it's not lost as the car is not damaged. Kane, I'm noticing now that the head-up display is showing 7 laps remaining, so this will be an 8-lap race.
It is, and some of the drivers were being counted incorrectly as well. I resetted the program, and it fixed all the little bugs.
Excellent. So what you are seeing on screen now, guys, is correct. I will go through the field order in just a moment. As you take a good look, we have some tight pack racing. We are on lap. It's showing 1 of 8, but in first place it's showing Fabrizio Battistella. In second place is C.P. Allen. In third place is Simon Goodwin, while 4th place belongs to Drew Lidkia. Robert Fagg is shown in the 5th position, while Matt Gelder is in 6th. Eddie DePaula is in the 7th position, while Douglas Beard, the winner of race 2, is in the 8th. Ninth is going to be Jim Egan, while 10th is Ellis Stevens. Mario Girard is in 11th after that slip up in the gravel trap, while Peter Hebron is in 12th. Cleaning up the field is going to be Kyle Herron in the 13th position. And one of the things I wanted to mention, Kane, is trouble.
Simon Goodwin has had a heck of a time on the downhill.
Oh, as you see several cars involved, Kane.
Let's go back and take a look at Simon Goodwin as he's heading down the hill.
And one of the things I was just fixing to mention, Kane, is this was a reverse grid. This was a reverse grid, so all of your better drivers are started in the back, so they're going to be the ones that get caught up in this mess. Oh, he just gets turned around, Kane. And it's just it's not a fault to Simon, but unfortunately this is a tight track and they're going down a mountain. This isn't...
Looks like it caught Eddie, looks like Ellis Stevens, maybe
Ellis
Mario
Stevens, Girard. Eddie DePaula, and possibly Mario Girard as well. Just tough break for these guys. Unfortunate event, but...
As we go back live, CP Allen is in the lead.
And as we go live, we will see, as Kane just mentioned, CP Allen is your current leader. And behind CP Allen is still Fabrizio Battistella. And look who's in third, Kane.
Robert Fagg has made his way to the podium. Fantastic. He made it through that ordeal with Simon there and made it up into the podium position. He's got some damage, though. And he's got someone right on his bumper.
Yes, he does, and he is heading towards that spot that got him in race 1 and number 2.
And with that much pressure from Douglas Beard, we could see a three-peat.
And if we have a three-peat, I will be just feeling a terrible commentator because I don't want to give him the curse. You know, I tell you what, here they go through, and look at this, all is well. Robert Fagg is shown in the second position, guys. He is hungry for a victory. For those of you that have just joined us, Kane, tell him what happened in race 1 and race 2 to Robert Fagg.
Well, real quickly, before we get there, I just wanted to say that as they came down that downhill, I seen a car parked backwards up on the top of the hill, and it looked like a black and yellow car. So I jumped up to the first place here and see that it's Fabrizio Battistella, and that means, unfortunately, that was CP Allen backwards up on the mountain.
Well, tough break for CP Allen. Wow, I did see that as well, Kane. I did see the backward parked car. Unfortunately, that is CP Allen. Here is Fabrizio Battistella, your new leader here at Mount Panorama. And Doug Beard did make that pass on Robert Fagg.
Yes, he did.
I am afraid that damage might be quite crucial on Robert Fagg. But if you look, Doug Beard's got the damage too. So, you know, it's not like Robert Fagg's the only one with this damage, Kane.
Yeah, that downhill accident with Simon Goodwin, it caught a number of those guys. There just wasn't any room to get around.
That's right. You know, I hope Simon doesn't get too down on himself about that accident, because it's not, you know, it's unfortunate. I know that he didn't want that to happen, but there's nowhere to go, so you can't get mad at him. You know, he did all he could to get out of the way, but there's just nowhere to go. This is a tight track. That's just the way things are when they happen.
And it looked like once he initially bumped off the wall, it looked like he turned into the wall to try to keep it out of the way, and the car just ended up going on around.
Yeah, it did. Here you see Matt Gelder in the 4th position, and ahead of him, of course, is Robert. And Robert's trying to break away and try to catch back up to that 3rd place position. You want to know what's crazy is the fact that we've seen guys that normally have no problem just enter the most craziest crashes here today, Kane. That's just one of the crazy things about this track is you never know what's going to happen and to who it will happen to.
Yeah, I agree with that. This track is just such a tough track, and if someone loses it right in front of you, there's just nowhere to go. It can take even the best drivers down.
Absolutely. Well, Fabrizio Battistella is in first place. He is your leader. There is currently 5 laps remaining. As you look right here, we're looking at the nose cam of Matt Gelder shown in the 4th position. And then we change over to take a look at CP Allen for a quick second, and back to Fabrizio in the lead. And Fabrizio's got a good little lead right now, Kane. What's it going to take for him to hold on and get that victory here today?
Yeah, he's just got to keep it clean. He's just got to keep all 4 wheels on the pavement. And he's got a 6-second lead there over Douglas Beard. I think if he just can maintain his pace and keep all 4 wheels on the pavement, he should be able to bring her home in first.
Well, I hope he is able to. Right there you see it, folks. 2nd place, Doug Beard, just under 6 seconds apart. But with 4 laps remaining, anything can happen here in the big Mount Panorama. And there's a good shot of Doug Beard in the Monster Kia. The number 23. Car's banged up, but the driving isn't. He's doing a fantastic job given the time that is between him and the leader. He is fighting his heart out to try to get a 2nd win here this weekend. Week 3 could be a fantastic weekend for Doug B if he could find a way to catch a victory here again. It's already been a great weekend for him, Kane, but if he could find a way to get 2 wins in one weekend, it would just be stellar.
Yeah, Douglas Beard has really taken to this front-wheel drive Kia really well. Yeah, he also competes in the V8 supercars, and he does well in those too. But I was surprised to start watching these front-wheel drive Kia races and seeing how well these guys did in the conversion going to the front-wheel drive cars.
Yes, they do a fantastic job. You know, we broadcast the GV8 series on Monday nights, and then seeing these guys in these touring cars on Tuesday nights has been just a pleasure. And like you said, them converting from one to the other, you'd think that they'd been doing it forever. Doug Beard mentioned in an interview after race 2 that he had only raced this track in the Kia today, and he won race 2. So you know he knew the track, but getting in a new car at a track for the first time is not an easy task, Kane. And he was able to take the win at race number 2. So it just goes to show you these guys have talent.
That's true. These guys have got some major talent. We see it week in and week out with these guys, bumper to bumper, lap after lap, 4 and 5 cars deep. There's a lot of talent in this league.
Absolutely. Here is Robert Fagg in the 3rd place position heading towards turn number 2 as he will make his way up the mountain. Right there behind him is the teammate of Doug Beard, and that is in the number 69 Monster Kia. And as they're making their way up the mountain, Kane, we see a little separation now. They were racing really tight at the beginning of the race, and of course the Simon Goodwin wreck seemed to break the pack up a good bit. There's another glimpse of our leader, Fabrizio Battistella, and let's watch him for just a second as we pop. There is a battle. Pardon me, guys. There is a battle right there as we showing the 6th place battle of Drew-led Kia. And you see right here, right behind him, it looks like the car of CP Allen behind. And look at the pass right there on the inside. Right now, side by side, heading up the mountain. It looks like Led Kia is going to have to fall in behind CP, so a great pass as CP Allen tries to make his way back up towards the front of the field, Kane.
Yeah, great job. That was a nice smooth pass, and great job letting him by.
Yes, it was. It's a hard, hard place to pass, and he did it textbook pass. I mean, by the book. You can't have wrote it any better if we would have tried. As we're looking back, you see him breaking away from Lidkia right now. There's 3 laps remaining, guys. We're going to go ahead and go down your leaderboard. The number 83 car of Fabrizio Battistella is the leader with Doug Beard in the 2nd position. P3 will belong to Robert Fagg, while Matt Gelder holds the 4th position. Ellis Stevens in the 5th place, while the number 72 car of Drew Lidkia is in 6th. CP Allen in 7th, while Jim Egan is in 8th. Mario Gerard will have the 9th position, while Eddie DePaula has 10th. 11th will belong to Peter Hebron, while 12th belongs to Simon G. Goodwin. And cleaning up the field is Kyle Herron. With 2 laps remaining, Kane, I just want to say, if you're watching for the first time and you haven't watched this series, it's been a rough week for Kyle Herron. I mean, a tough weekend here. He normally is doing a lot better. He's definitely having a challenge with Mount Panorama this weekend, Kane.
Yeah, I agree. I'm really sorry to see Kyle Herron not up in the field running, competing for positions. It seems like he's had a few bad luck races this weekend.
Yeah, and I hate to see it as well, but, you know, he's the kind of driver we know we'll see him bounce back in weeks to come, so tough to see it. And what an outstanding camera view as we see this fantastic aerial footage here. You're looking at the Mount Panorama itself. You're looking at the mountain here from the aerial view. There are 2 laps remaining. Fabrizio Battistella fighting his heart out to get this win in the 3rd and final race of week number 3, Kane. It's going to be tough.
I heard some crashing there. I heard it, the car was crashing by one of the microphones, and I could hear it, but I don't see the car anywhere.
Well, as we look at the field, Fabrizio's trying his hardest to hold on to first, as that gap has been closed, Kane. Doug Beard is breathing right down his neck, and he is coming up fast.
I would have to assume that was Fabrizio. Must have got into some walls or something to slow him down, because Douglas Beard is catching Fabrizio. He is right there, nearly just a second away.
And as they head for turn number 23, I'm looking on the car of Fabrizio Battistella, our current leader, and I'm looking for damage, as you were saying that, Kane, because that's the only thing that I can think of is that he got off the road or got into the wall, because, I mean, it wasn't not even a few minutes ago. Doug only had, I mean, it was right under 6 seconds of differential between first and second. Now, on the very last lap, Doug Beard breathing down Fabrizio Battistella's neck. Could Doug Beard get the win, the 2nd win of week number 3, or will Fabrizio walk away with his first win of the weekend?
As quickly as Douglas Beard has caught Fabrizio, it looks like he just got into the wall there. That may have slowed him up enough to end his chances at catching Fabrizio for the win.
But once again, you know, anything can happen here at Mount Panorama, and I'm telling you what, I'm not giving up on anybody yet. These first 2 guys, you never know, could both hit the wall, and the guy in 3rd, which is none other than who?
I'm going to guess Robert Fagg is in 3rd.
That's right, and he could come in and win this race after what happened in week 1 and 2. As they come down of Brock Skyline.
Looks like Douglas Beard got spun around.
And see what I mean. And there is Fabrizio, and he just took a big breath of fresh air, as all he has to do now is keep it between the lines, and he will drive to victory.
Into the wall again. Douglas Beard is having some trouble on this last lap. He may just lose 2nd place to Robert Fagg, because Robert Fagg is coming up the back door.
Yes, he is, and I mean, I must say, these Kias hold up mighty well against this damage that they have taken today. I know you wouldn't think these Kias would be able to be such a tough car, but they've held up well against all the damage and wrecks that we've seen today.
Douglas Beard is off the track, allowing Fagg to pass. right at the end.
Oh, right here as they head under the old Armor All tire. Look at this, folks. Are you kidding me? Ellis Stevens is in fourth. Look at this. You are looking as they come to turn 23 on the final lap. You will see Doug Beard passing. Can you believe that, Kane?
It's Bathurst. I can believe it.
What a finish we have just seen, guys, and we are still looking for the rest of the field to cross that checkered finish line. Before I do a final rundown, like I said, I want to let some of the remaining drivers get across the finish line here, Kane. What an impressive race!
Yeah, that one, man. Yeah, you feel bad for some of these guys. Yeah. You race so hard, work so hard. Douglas Beard worked so hard to catch Fabrizio and gained that 6 seconds back, and then the mountain claimed him.
It really did, Kane. It really did. As you're looking at Jim Egan in 7th, trying to come in and finish 7th, he has he has on his tail Matt Gelder in the number 69. It has been such a tough week. We've seen guys that normally don't get in accidents get caught up in some accidents. Robert Fagg, unfortunately, caught up, possibly lost a win, getting caught up on that curb at the top of Brock Skyline as just before he comes down the mountain. Just things you wouldn't think normally happen, just coming out of nowhere. And that is what makes Bathurst so special, is you never know what's going to happen. It makes for some of the most exciting racing that we see all season long.
Yeah, this year in the real V8 Supercars race at Bathurst, a kangaroo hopped out in front of one of the Jack Daniels Nissans and knocked the car out of the race.
I mean, where else is that going to happen, Kane?
It's happened a couple times at Bathurst, but I don't believe it's happened at any of the other tracks.
Well, Bathurst is technically it is a true road circuit, because when they're not racing there, I mean, there's actual houses there. If you're looking and you take down those racing barriers, you can actually see driveways up to people's homes. And, this is a road. This is an actual mountain that people drive on a lot of the days of the year. So it is an actual road course. It's interesting. Nature is there. With all this beauty comes wildlife. And when you see a kangaroo, it is crazy, but it does happen. And like you just mentioned, I don't think it's ever happened at any other racetrack. And one of the things that makes Bathurst so unique.
I just noticed up at the top of the screen there that it still says race number 2. So I'll have to make sure and correct that on the title of the actual race, although it'll be say race 2 for the entirety of this video.
Well, that's all right. This is race number 3. We'll throw the correction up there. It'll say race 2 there, but we will on the title. Once again, as this is race number 3 of week number 3, I want to go ahead and do a rundown. Your leader tonight, Fabrizio Battistella. In 2nd place, Robert Fagg. 3rd place goes to Douglas Beard, while 4th place goes to Ellis Stevens. In the 5th place position was C.P. Allen. Number 72 machine of Drew Ledkia finished 6th, while 7th belonged to Jim Egan. Matt Gelder gets the 8th place position, while 9th goes to Mario Gerard. Peter Hebron will grab 10th, while 11th finish goes to Eddie DePaula. Kyle Herron finished in the 12th position, while Simon G. Goodwin finished 13th. I have truly enjoyed watching these 3 races tonight. It has been action-packed and fully exciting. Hopefully, maybe we can get somebody to come join us here in just a minute for an interview. We got to talk to Doug at the end of race number 2, and it was a privilege to hear from his side of how things went, Kane. You know, it's different when we get to hear from these drivers on how they view the track. It's a lot different sometimes than what we as viewers see. You know, one of the things that they say is that the TV does this thing no justice. The elevation changes is outstanding compared to what the TV shows you. So maybe we can go get some of the drivers, maybe not.
Well, you know, if you've ever watched a NASCAR race and you see the guys get crashed out and you see the reporter go up with the microphone, sticking the microphone in their face, and sometimes they get pushed down, kicked, told to go away. A lot of times when you have a bad race, like a lot of drivers had here at Bathurst, they just don't want that microphone put in their face. And I think that's what we're going to run into here at Bathurst at the end of this third race.
I believe that you are right, Kane, but I do want to congratulate all the drivers that did race tonight. If you were one of the ones that wrecked, do not feel bad. This is a challenging circuit, and you all did outstanding tonight. Once again, Kane, we need to thank our sponsor. I want to thank GetDirtyMX.com for being our sponsor this year. And being with us all season long as they are here with us at Bathurst this weekend. That's GetDirtyMX.com. Go to their website, guys. Check it out. You will thank me later. That's GetDirtyMX.com. Thanks again, guys, for being with us all year. We sure have enjoyed it. Plenty more to go as this is week number 3. So plenty more races to come, Kane. Plenty more to come.
That's right. This has been an exciting series this far. We're only in week number 3. Matter of fact, let's throw up the points. See who is leading the series coming into the week here. And that's one thing we haven't done yet, is checked out the points. So let me find the points to put up here for us so that we know who coming into this week's races was in the lead.
That's an outstanding idea, Kane. I appreciate you doing that, because the way that this series is it is back and forth, and there's so many good drivers and so much good talent here that we literally see the point standings change every single week. And so it's a roller coaster of emotion for some of these drivers to go from first back down to fourth to fifth, back up to second, back down, back up to first. I mean, it really is exciting, especially from our point of view from the broadcast booth, because it is really hard to keep up with it, the way that it moves around so much with such the tight competition.
Yeah, I thought I had grabbed the points for this week, and I've got only the points from last. I've only got the points from last week.
Well, that's quite all right. I was trying to take a look, Kane, and where are we going to be at next week?
I can tell you that, as long as the schedule is correct. And it is. We will be at Okayama Full next week, November 19th.
So we will be at Okayama Speedway. All right. We were there. We opened up our season with the GV8 there this season, and it was a fun track to do.
That was a great race, and
so
a lot of the same drivers. So I was going to say the same thing. I know it's going to be an exciting race. Okayama is the track that a lot of iRacing drivers learn on, and so they get a lot of track time there, and so nearly all these drivers are good at Okayama. So I look to see an excellent race next week.
Yes, it should be an outstanding race from these guys. I hope that all of you join us next week at Okayama Speedway. Like Kane said, it was an outstanding event with the GV8 series. We'd like to thank Grasim for putting all this on for us, as we do broadcast the GV8s on Monday night, and on Tuesday night, of course, it is the GTCC. We did tonight live here from Mount Panorama, Bathurst. An incredible night tonight. I hate to see some of the guys that unfortunately had mishaps tonight, but I know that they'll bounce back just fine at Okayama Speedway. Kane, I truly have enjoyed it. Once again, I do want to thank GetDirtyMX.com for being by our side all season long. We will see you next Tuesday night live from Japan at Okayama Speedway, the full configuration. And before we go, it looks like Kane has pulled up the point standings. And here we are going into this week. Our leader was Robert Fagg with a total of 85 points. And if we can just say, wow, after he had 2 crashes this week, Kane, that's going to hurt. I don't think he will be our leader anymore going into week number 4. That's really going to hurt him. You know, because right behind him is Doug Beard. Doug Beard was able to come away with a victory this weekend.
And a podium.
So Doug Beard will probably end up being your new leader. CP Allen may end up dropping a spot or 2, as well as Mario. Eddie DePaula may drop as well. One of the drivers we will see do a good bit of climbing will be Fabrizio Battistella, as you see him with 31 total points in 12th position. He did have a victory, so that will definitely help him get back up towards the top. And Kyle Herring unfortunately had a rough weekend, so we may see him drop a few positions, but I know that he'll bounce back. You guys see how this point standings can be a bit of a roller coaster. Ellis Stevens didn't have a super top finish. He was pretty consistent around the 4th position all 3 races, Kane, so he should be able to climb up a spot or 2 as well.
I agree. This has been a tough week for most of the drivers. I'm looking through the field and I'm not seeing anybody. I'm probably overlooking a driver that just had good consistent finishes throughout all 3 races. So a couple drivers like Allen, Beard, they may end up being okay because so many drivers had such a bad weekend.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. It's just like you said, no one person ran away with this weekend. If I had to pick somebody that probably had the best of the whole weekend here at Bathurst, I'd have to say Doug Beard would get it with the podium and the win if I had to choose. But he also had a very rough first race. So it's really going to be interesting to see how the points fall, Kane.
Do you remember who won the first race tonight?
I am having a very hard time remembering who won race number 1.
I am too, for some reason. We'll have to go back and check and see who won the first one.
I want to say it was CP Allen.
It may have been. I'm thinking this is another week with 3 separate winners.
It definitely was. We've yet to see a week with somebody to sweep a weekend for sure. So once again, we'd like to thank GetDirtyMX.com, and we want to thank everybody that tunes in each week. I am JD Smith, alongside me Kane Kraft. Kane, anything else you want to say before we head to Japan, buddy?
Yes, I do. All you viewers, put your heads together. We need a name for this broadcast. So post your comments on the YouTube, post your comments in the forums, wherever. Post your comments so we can see. I would like a one name for our broadcast. You know, you see networks that have one name, like Bravo and Encore or something like that. Just a one simple name for the broadcast, and we'll let you guys pick it. So if you guys can come up with a name, let's hear it.
That is an outstanding idea, Kane, because we do not have a name for this broadcast right now. So it would be excellent. I like that very much, guys. Just like Kane just said, put your comments in. Let us know what you think. We hope that you guys enjoy what we do. We enjoy it. We do it for these drivers who truly deserve a good broadcast. We will be heading off to Japan, Kane, next weekend. We will be at Okayama. And like I said, one more time, I'm JD Smith. Alongside me is Kane Kraft. And y'all have a wonderful evening.
tell you about iRacing's precision-engineered cars. I can tell you about iRacing's authentically detailed tracks. I can tell you about iRacing's incredibly satisfying physics.
But what I can't tell you is what it's like to be part of this.